guys, my name is Lelasophia. I am an artist and fine jewelry designer. If you like contemporary fine jewelry, if you like luxury handbags, all things New York City and art, then I have some fun videos for you. On the heels of another major win last night, okay, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen for The Row have just won American Accessory Designers of the Year at the CFDA Awards, which was honestly, my goodness, one of the best lineups of all time. We know how much a fan I am of A$AP Rocky, okay? It was an amazing night. I wish I was there. I kind of can't wait to see what Cassie Thorpe posts about her experience being there. But today we are all about our girls, okay? The Row, again, for the 5th time for the accessories category has won. Which of course, like, duh, it just is always so exciting. Not only to get a public appearance, but to get a speech. I think they both looked so insanely stunning. And I'm excited today. I thought, what a fun little, you know, pick me up type of video to do right after they both accepted this award. I am going to give you some of my personal favorite bags by The Row, almost as if I were to completely start my collection over. What have the holy grail bags by The Row been for me? From their very first 2011 bag collection all the way to the newly released collection. Some of these I am very, very, very lucky to have in my own collection, and some of these are still elusive holy grail bags that I one day will need to be collecting. And so here are my personal favorite bags that The Row has ever designed. But first and foremost, if you guys are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you in all of my future videos. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram at lelasophia jewelry. I put out videos 3 days a week, and so I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. I have absolutely no credentials other than being a massive fan, okay? I think I've owned something like 15 bags by The Row. Currently, my count is at 11, and my mother has been collecting bags by The Row for the last 10-ish years. And so that's all I got, okay? I'm a massive fan, and I have definitely been a lot craftier in my collecting. Purely from an affordability standpoint, I do a lot of pre-loved, not only for affordability, but also because there have been so many amazing bags from the past that I will share today that I have loved and always wanted to purchase. And thank God for the pre-loved market, okay, that has given me the opportunity to collect some of my holy grail bags. And even though my mother has been collecting for so long, okay, she may or may not have just gotten a bag from the brand new winter 2025 collection. Even though I loved the bags that my mother started collecting at first, there was one bag to me that I have talked about all the time that, for my memory's sake, is what sparked me being like, something's happening, okay? Something magical is happening at The Row. What even is this? Before I even knew what The Row was. The story I tell all anytime I talk about this bag. One random day in Saks, I remember looking over and being like, what is this? This is so stunning. And so I feel like I was lucky enough to collect a bag that is my inception point, the way that I fell in love with The Row without even knowing what it was at first. And so that's to all the haters, okay, who say that people just buy The Row for clout. And for me, the Row Ascot bag, I know of all the bags by The Row that I own, this was the one that, yes, I collected her a solid many years later. It took me a long time to find the right shape, right material, and right color. But this bag lived rent-free in my brain for literally years and years and years, from that very first time that I saw it, that I started doing immense amounts of research on. The Ascot bag still to this day. Who just pulled it out? Did Christy Tyler pull hers out? There are several celebrities that I've talked about in my little playlist of videos, how to wear The Row, that own this bag. Anytime still to this day, even as of recently, when somebody pulls this out as their evening event, dinner bag, whatever it will be, I am like, oh, it's so good. It's just so beautiful as an evening bag. Yes, I went real The Row, real evening with the velvet red, which I know is, you know, very different for me. But I thought, if there's any bag that I get that should be this level of special, of unique within my own collection, it should be the Ascot bag. I already have several bags that I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? Because I already have a couple major hit list items for Christmas, and this one is teetering between my #1 and #2 slot. The Row Marlowe 12. Oh my gosh, it is just such a spectacular, incredible, beautiful example of the most perfect from everyday to work to travel bag. I personally feel like the proportions on the 12 for me, I know most people that I've talked to have said that the 12 would be too small for them. For me, when my small North-South Park tote by the row is one of my bigger bags, especially when it comes to capacity, the 12 for me seems so perfect. I'm not gonna lie. There was a listing for a 14 at an amazing price that I was like, should I just abandon my principles and go for this? But something about the proportions of the 12 just seems so tiny, yet I know it will hold so much. It is such a sleek, chic, insanely beautifully fabricated bag. I live for everything in combination. It's a little bit slimmer than the Margot. I love the wings out. I love the zipper. I love the handle drop, all of these things. In the smooth leather, yes. You know, if randomly I'm able to save enough or build up enough of a credit on my Teresa, I would love to get the $5,000 smooth leather one. However, I've seen the grain leather in person as well, and it is just absolutely stunning. This is truly one of my top wish list items and one of my favorite bags the row has ever designed. Shall we just spoil what my next what is currently very seriously competing with that? Like, I keep being like, oh, but this one I'll wear, but oh, this one is so me. I genuinely don't know, so you guys can help me down below. A bag that I actually own, okay? My little round 90s bag. I have it in the dark gorgeous brown. This leather, I just love so much, okay? She's the most smooth, gorgeous, yummy, buttery leather you could possibly ever imagine. And then Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen said, as if this wasn't enough of a me bag, I'm gonna go ahead and give you one more. And I've already talked about this bag at least in one video and many times on my Instagram. Why did they come out with a python brown version? Oh my God, the price is actually better than I think you would think or I would think. I did hear whisperings of an exotic event at Bergdorf's, and so I'm like, should I wait to go in person just in case they have a regular 90s bag in python? Or in lizard, there's a lizard trim canvas 90s bag on Neiman Marcus right now that I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? We know that I'm obsessed with exotics. I know, controversial, but I will just say it with my chest. I love me some exotics. And so this just seems like everything I could really ever want in a cute little going out evening slash like could be really cool for the day bag. All of the creators that I have seen get this bag already, I'm like, okay, I actually might need this. What do I do, you guys? Regardless of my own feelings, this is truly my favorite bag. I guess that's also my own feelings, but regardless of my own like hyperfixation on it, the round 90s is truly one of the most incredible bags that the row has ever designed. I think it just like adds this insanely gorgeous, unique yet understated, yet still packs a punch little pizzazz to any outfit. And yeah, this one specifically in the python, she will live in my brain until you see her behind me. You guys who know my channel know that this and one other. So clearly we're, you know, at least hopefully I'm like steadfast in some sort of way and still have what have always been my favorites will always be my favorites, basically. You guys who know me know that this and the last one probably that I'll talk about are my favorite bags in my entire collection, okay? From the very first bag collection that the row ever made in 2011, I am blessed enough to own the row Doctor bag. I'm holding her like this because you need to see the duality behind the suede and the smooth leather. This is one of the most gorgeous, special, incredible bags. The second I bought this, I found another one in black and my mother bought one. I'm a bit precious, I have to admit, with mine. However, I've been thinking lately, like, this should maybe just be my everyday bag, but I could never find another one, so if I beat her up even more than she already is from the previous owner, she's gonna stay that way, okay? There's probably not a huge chance of me ever finding another. It is so special, and I just love showing this and talking about this because it's just insane to me that in my brain from the very first collection, they got it right. The quality, I will always say, I get it. You guys even love it so much through the screen, but I'm sorry to say that you are not even getting 1% of how incredible it feels. It is sturdy. It is literally a freaking tank, okay? Even in the smooth leather, it is thick, hardy, gorgeous leather. The way that it opens, true doctor bag style. Like, can we talk about this? Okay, the original, many, I will say, I don't know if all, but I'm pretty sure many of the original bags by the row also came with this little insert pouch and this little card case with a little gold, I don't know what this is, gold plated something or brass little card with their original logo, which I love they went back to, but in a little bit altered / a little bit more organic way for their Paris store opening. Anybody, in my opinion, I know that I will sing their praises. I hope that you guys can trust me that I will also be critical if it were to ever be needed. But anybody, in my eyes, still now, as of today, anybody who ever criticizes the fact that the row does things for virality or they do things for whatever, do things for the clout or do things as publicity stunts, I still just, the one solid piece of evidence that I have to honestly very personally negate that is to say that I'm sorry, they started out their very first piece of clothing to their very first bag. They knew exactly what they wanted from the beginning, and that was to make the most beautiful, usable, wearable, everyday to evening, no matter where in the spectrum you are, pieces that are the highest quality. Again, in my very humble opinion, I am no expert, but I can tell you nothing else that I've ever felt feels like this bag. And from their very first bag to their most recent, I would say that that quality has truly been the through line of the row, and yeah, clearly we're stan. Okay, now for a couple that I not sadly, but do not currently own that I'm not gonna lie, some of these are on my major hit list of like, if I ever see one on Fashion File, my God, I might have to abandon my entire wish list and get these. The one that is the most, not like it's readily available, but the one that I've definitely seen floating around online, and the only reason why I haven't purchased one is just for my current lifestyle needs, that I think it's a bit too awkward for me. A bag that, again, I think about often. It is one of my favorite bags, especially my favorite personal travel bag that the row has ever made, is the Elio Borse bag. I don't know what it is about this bag. I kind of thought it's so, anyway, this is a story for a different day, but it is so fascinating. There should be a whole like psychological mentality, herd mentality, or just like that kind of unknown, will never be understood, like random spark that creates a viral bag. Something like this would be a pick for me for a bag that goes viral and is sold out and is one of the most incredible bags that everybody is obsessed with by the row. The Elio Borse bag, the proportions. We know I love the like a pouch bag style. I say that all the time. It would be so silly sounding, so maybe that's a part of it. It really is like a travel pouch bag, but even the way that the handles are like so subtly tucked in, the little divider on the inside, but it still is soft, but there isn't any metal, I don't think, in the bag holding its structure. It's all of that for me, okay? It's the billowiness. It looks like a pillow and yet somehow still keeps its shape. Oh, one day I'm already talking myself into needing this bag. It is truly my personal favorite big travel bag by the row. This one, which I just talked about in my most recent video, I am like, I don't think there has been any bags so far that I have regretted not getting, because I've done a lot of hunting, you know, and I have been blessed enough to collect the bags that I really, really wanted. And this one might haunt me until I find one, and it's exotic, so like I'm not sure if I could ever find one. So this will just go ahead and be the one that got away. The red, I know, crazy, the red python bracelet bag that is that gorgeous half moon shape. That is my favorite evening bag that the row has ever made. And that's a big statement, because the row and evening bags, peanut butter and jelly, you know, I truly think that they go together so well. And from their very first collection of bags, yes, I have the doctor bag, but within that very first collection, they made some of the most gorgeous evening bags. And I believe that they have just continued to do so. Yes, I love bangles, okay? I myself, for my jewelry line, make bangles that one might argue are very similar. They're organic, handmade, beautiful, yummy, you know, little things of chunky gold. Add that onto a evening bag by the row, mix it with the python, mix it with the Mary Kate red. Why didn't I buy this bag last year? Guys, I don't know what's wrong with me. This will haunt me a little bit. To highlight a bag that probably honestly replaced that at the time, because this was my Christmas bag of 2024. That is my favorite bag in my entire collection. I can say that with my chest now and not be, you know, not feel like I'm hurting anybody else's feelings. Bag that apparently was the most underrated bag of all time, okay? Because clearly the row also had some sort of inkling that this was a very, very, very special bag being in that. They were apparently plentifully available, if that's probably not how you say it. We'll just go with that for right now. They were available in loads and heaps at the most recent sample sale. And still, I feel like, unless there was one random one, I would have had to be there at the exact right time. I still feel like I got my favorite, most perfect, most me color size combo. The Sophia bag. Mine is in the color Kiwi in the 8.75 style. It is the smallest style. And I, hopefully again, like share the same sentiment that the Row team also shares. I feel like this is somehow the most underrated bag of all time by the Row. It is just perfect in my brain. It is perfect, yes, I will admit. From someone who loves to wear her bags, who loves to wear in a bag, you know, we have countless examples I don't need to go over, but I'm never afraid to wear a gorgeous, amazing bag that I probably could never find again to the ground, okay? I'm never afraid. She is so perfect. I'm afraid, okay? She's so perfect. Don't worry, I still wear her. I just feel like it's me. The leather, even as I'm looking at it, like the graining on it. Can we talk about this? The subtle little clasp? Yes, I will always love my Hermes Vintage Kelly. However, there is something, and I've talked about this with some of my friends, there's just something about the proportions that feel, again, like I will sing the praises of until the end of time about the Row. This somehow is the updated version, yet almost feels more classic than a Kelly. I'm aware that that is a very big statement, but for me, the proportions of this work so well on my body, with my style, in my outfits, I think I was gonna say. She is literal perfection, and I'm sorry. Silly little things like the handle drop, the flap length, the little clasp, it just is, it's perfection. And lastly, a bag that I wonder if you guys know. If you guys know me, I think you might actually know what this is. So pause this and comment down below what you think the other bag that got away for me is. Because to me, okay, I was gonna say, I really do think that one day I will be able to find this, but it might take a while, and I'm okay to wait. One might say, Sophia, there has to be a Margot on this list. Yes, I was saving it for last, okay? My perfect Margot, my favorite Margot that has ever been designed is the belted 15 size Margot. Oh my God. It's just so gorgeous and so perfect. I love the little belt. I love handles tucked on the inside. I love the smooth leather. Something about the proportions for me with the handles being on the inside. I love the side buckles. I don't want to say this and sound bad. Even though I love the side buckles on the regular one, I love it without it. And honestly, if you think about it, if you get the belted Margot, if you could ever find one, and take the belt off and wing out the sides, you kind of have a Marlowe on your hands. A little bit, but regardless. This one for me, proportion, styling, shape, size. If I could find one in black smooth leather, oh my God, best believe with the right appropriate price, found on a website that I know 1000% would be authentic, she will be in my collection, okay? That is the one that got away. I can't lie to you. And even though I think I'm hyperfixating on a Marlowe 12 or a Margot 10, because I really think I also did underestimate how much I love the Margot 10 on me, I just know that for some reason that subtle little, I know, again, like yes, let's just be ridiculous and say that that subtle little hardware edition, the subtle little like point of visual intrigue with the belts. I could clearly talk all day about these bags, and so I will just leave it there and say that everything combined, yes, this is like one of my favorite bags that the Row has ever made. And you guys, I cannot wait to hear what your favorite bag is that the Row has ever designed. I'm just so grateful because, like Ashley said while she was making her speech, I just truly think that the Row is so much more than whatever discourse is happening online. There is this like humbleness that comes that I really think most people miss, which kind of makes me sad lately. Yes, everybody can say things like, oh, it's quiet luxury intentionally, but I would say that it's thoughtful luxury in my brain. I am in no way, shape, or form like being made to say these things. It's just how I truly feel. They are my favorite bags to wear. And I just can't wait, okay? Can't wait to keep collecting, probably for life. What would be your number one holy grail bag? Just to repeat myself, because you guys have a mission. I need to know. I need to be nosy. What's your favorite bag that the Row has ever designed? I can't wait to hear down below, and I'm so grateful for you guys for watching. Bye, guys.